Greetings and welcome to our video on raise first in ranges in poker, specifically focusing on no limit hold'em. In this video, we will delve into the concept of RFI and its significance in the game. In the first part, we'll delve into the fundamentals of a raise first in playstyle, explaining its meaning and highlighting the key reasons behind its effectiveness. Next, we'll take an in-depth look at specific hand ranges for each position at the table. From early positions, such as the low jack, to later positions like the button and small blind, we'll identify the hands we should be looking to play and how to adjust our ranges accordingly. After understanding the position-based hand ranges, we'll provide a quick summary and analyze the patterns that emerge as we progress from early to late positions. Recognizing these trends will give us a strategic edge during gamma play. To ensure a well-rounded understanding, we'll also discuss important caveats to consider when using raise first in. Additionally, we'll explore various adjustments that can be made based on table dynamics and opponents' tendencies. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with valuable insights and practical strategies to master raise first in and no limit hold'em, enhancing your overall poker performance. A raise first in or RFI is a fundamental poker strategy used during the pre-flop betting round. It occurs when a player raises the blind's initial bet after the action has folded to them. However, keep in mind that not all positions may have the opportunity to raise first in, especially if other players have already limped or raised. In online poker, a typical RFI is usually within the range of 2x to 3x the blinds, while in live games, it can be as high as 20x the blinds. The ideal raise size aims to isolate opponents and avoid multi-way pots, although this may not always be achievable. The primary purpose of raising first in is to win the blinds. However, limping would allow the big blind to check their option, giving us zero chance of taking the hand down pre-flop. Additionally, RFI allows us to build a large pot when we have strong hands, increasing our potential winnings. That being said, solely playing premium hands can make our strategy predictable and easy to counter. Therefore, we must also raise with lower equity hands, preventing opponents from knowing when we hold a strong hand or not. This is called having a balanced range. Lastly, limping is generally discouraged in RFI situations. Limping not only prevents us from winning the blinds, but also hinders our ability to build a large pot with strong hands. As a result, it's best to either raise or fold when the action is folded to us. In summary, RFI is a crucial strategy for winning blinds, building pots, and maintaining a balanced and unpredictable playing style. By employing this tactic effectively, we can enhance our overall performance and maximize our profits in poker games. Our first range to examine is the low jack position. In the low jack, our goal is to raise 16.4% of hands at a full frequency. This range includes premium hands, such as high pocket pairs, along with any suited ace, Broadway hands, and middle pocket pairs. For hands that we want to raise at a mixed frequency, we should aim for approximately 8.1% of our range. Examples of hands in this category include King 5, Queen 8, Jack 9, and 10-9 suited, which are raised about 80% of the time. King 10 and Queen 10 offsuit are raised around 25% of the time. All other hands fall in the range of 15% to 20% raising frequency. Overall, our raise first in RFI strategy from the low jack should comprise approximately 19.8% of hands. Remember that the low jack raising range is the tightest among all positions, making it an excellent starting point for memorizing the hands we should be playing. Once we have a solid grasp of this range, we can gradually expand and add hands as we move to later positions. In the hijack position, our raise first in RFI range should be approximately 21.4% of hands at a full frequency. This range includes premium hands, strong Broadway hands, suited aces, middle pocket pairs, and some low King X suited hands. By incorporating the low King X suited hands, we aim to maintain a balanced approach, preventing opponents from easily exploiting us for playing only the strongest hands. Additionally, we have a mixed frequency raising range that accounts for around 7.7% of our total range. Within this category, we have specific hands that we raise at different frequencies. For instance, Queen 7 and Queen 6 are raised about 85% of the time, while 10-8 and 9-8 suited, along with Queen 10 and Jack 10 offsuit and pocket 4s, are raised approximately 50% of the time. All other hands highlighted in blue are raised between 15% and 20% of the time. Overall, our objective is to raise first in about 24.2% of the time from the hijack position. It's crucial to bear in mind that this range is designed to maintain balance and adapt to the unique dynamics of each poker game. As we gain more experience, we can further refine our RFI range, considering factors such as table dynamics and opponents' tendencies. When it comes to the cutoff position, our objective is to raise approximately 26.7% of hands at a full frequency. This range includes premium hands, middle pocket pairs, and a few more mediocre hands, such as King 10 offsuit and Queen 5 suited. The inclusion of these lower equity hands helps balance the overall strength of the range, considering the stronger premiums. In terms of mixed frequency hands, we aim to raise around 7.2% of our range. Hands like King 2, Jack 6, 10-7, 9-7, 8-7 suited, and A7 offsuit are raised approximately 40% of the time. Queen 4 suited is raised about 30% of the time, while all other hands fall within the range of 15% to 20% raising frequency. Overall, our goal is to raise first in approximately 29.4% of hands from the cutoff position. It's important to note that this range should be adjusted and adapted based on various factors, such as table dynamics and opponent tendencies. As always, the key is to strike a balance between aggression and caution while making well-informed decisions throughout the game. Moving on to the button now. From this position we are looking to raise 38.3% of hands 100% of the time. This includes a lot of hands. Obviously the premiums are in there. Nearly all the aces are raised along with a lot of suited connectors. The only pocket pair not raised is deuces. All the suited kings and almost all the suited queens are raised. Hands as weak as Jack 5 suited and Queen 9 off are raised. We want to raise 7.4% of hands at a mixed frequency. Queen 2, Jack 4 suited, King 8 and 10-8 offsuit want to be raised around 80% of the time. 7-5, 5-4 suited, Ace 3 offsuit and deuces are raised around 50% of the time. 10-5 suited, Jack 8 and 9-8 offsuit are raised around 25% of the time. In total we want to raise approximately 42.1% of hands. As we can start to see the ranges get much wider the later the position. This is to capitalize on only needing the raise to get through a few players to win the blinds. From the small blind position, our range for raising first in is the widest. We aim to raise 40.6% of hands at a full frequency. This range includes all premium hands, suited connectors, all pocket pairs, and almost all ace-x hands, except for ace 3 and ace 2 offsuit. Additionally, we raise all suited king and queen hands, as well as most jack hands. Even some junky hands like 10-6 suited and 6-4 suited are raised for the sake of balance. Apart from the full frequency range, there are a few hands, approximately 5.7%, that we raise at a mixed frequency. Specifically, 9-8 off is raised at an 80% frequency, while King 8 10-8 off and 5-3 suited are raised at a 55% frequency. Finally, Ace 3 off is raised at a 15% frequency. In total, we aim to raise 43.0% of hands first in from the small blind. This aggressive approach from the small blind allows us to take control of the action and capitalize on potential opportunities to win pots. The table provided displays the overall percentages for raising first in from each position, and it clearly illustrates how the range of hands we should RFI with increases as we move to later positions. This adjustment is due to the fact that the closer we are to the blinds, the fewer folds are required to win them. Let's consider a scenario where every player folds 75% of the time. In the small blind position, we only need one fold to win the big blind. Since there's a 75% fold frequency, we can expect to win the blind 75% of the time when we RFI from the small blind. However, when we want to raise from the low jack, we need 5 players to fold for us to win the blinds. With each player folding at a 75% frequency, the likelihood of all 5 players folding consecutively is significantly lower. In this case, there's only a 23.7% chance that the action will fold through to us and we win the blinds. Consequently, we should adjust our hand range to include stronger hands to counteract this decreased likelihood of winning the blinds. It's also worth noting that the mixed frequency hands in the RFI range remain relatively consistent. These hands are usually weaker and are included for balance, meaning they don't have to be played all the time to maintain a balanced strategy. There are a few caveats that we need to be aware of. Firstly, the provided ranges represent a GTO approach, which aims to achieve a balanced strategy against skilled opponents. However, exploiting the weaknesses of inexperienced or bad players can often be more profitable. It's crucial to adapt and adjust your strategy accordingly to exploit specific player tendencies and maximize your profits. Another caveat is the ranges discussed are primarily suited for 6 max games with 100 big blind stacks. It's important to adjust your ranges based on the stack sizes and game dynamics. In shorter stacked games, you want to focus more on raising hands that have good top pair potential. Conversely, in deeper stacked games, raising hands that have the potential to make strong nutted hands can be more advantageous. We need to recognizing player types at the table and adapting our strategy to exploit their tendencies. Against calling stations, tightening your range can help avoid getting caught in unfavorable situations and instead focus on value betting. Conversely, against a passive table that folds too frequently, widening your range can allow you to capitalize on their propensity to fold and win blinds more frequently. So to summarize this video, we started by defining that an RFI is raising the blinds pre-flop when the action is folded to us. This action allows us to be the first aggressor in the hand. We then delved into the specific ranges we want to play from each position. After that, we had a look at how, as we progress to later positions, the hand ranges widen. This adjustment is driven by the concept of fold equity, the likelihood of opponents folding to our raise, allowing us to win the blinds uncontested. Finally, we discussed caveats related to the GTO nature of the ranges and the need to adjust for different game dynamics, such as stack sizes. Additionally, we emphasized the importance of identifying player types and using exploitative strategies to capitalize on their tendencies. By understanding these concepts and strategies, viewers can enhance their RFI play, make better informed decisions at the table, and improve their overall poker performance. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been informative and has given you a clearer understanding of the ranges to employ when raising first in. If you found this content helpful and enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing to support our channel. Remember, the key to improving your poker skills is consistent practice. So, keep playing, learning, and refining your strategies. Good luck at the tables, and may your poker journey be filled with success. See you in the next video.